Coming up on this episode, me and Dave dive into why it is now practically illegal to have a bash in the UK.
And we discover the best deals for VPNs.
Oh damn, I need one of those. Or two. Can your VPN have a VPN? But seriously, you need like probably multiple forms of ID by this point, and who wants to frigging register just to have a bash? Like that is absolutely...
I don't think you need multiple forms. It's like, have you ever done like verification process for like banking apps and stuff?
Yeah.
Where you have to like take a picture of your ID.
Wait, did you say banking?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Where you take like your photo of like say your license. Then you have to do the whole like...
It is actually me.
That's what it is.
I wonder how that would go with me these days, considering I used to have hair and now I don't. So whether it's still like
It's still clocky
register
because
me
like
the
my
same.
ID, like, I'm like, I look so baby face.
Bro, there are so many conspiracies that we could get into off of that, of like the freaking facial recognition when everybody had masks and da-da-da. Because there was a point in time where like, if you just looked down and had a double chin, your iPhone or whatever phone you had wouldn't unlock. But nowadays, it's like they know people's faces so much. They're like, oh, I know you by your eyebrows, unlock. But anyway.
It's literally contours and stuff, isn't it?
We digress. Before we get too off topic, let's go actually get into this episode and talk about why and how the hell this is going to play out.
I thought we'd already started, my bad.
False start, you know.
I'm going to save the whole verification thing for the actual... Oh, Jesus.
Leave nothing on the plate, bro. Eat it all. And let's go get into it. What's going on, beautiful people? This is the Perspective Chasers podcast. I'm your host, John.
And I'm blocked from watching filth.
Bro, it seriously makes me laugh.
I had to say just because it sounds so funny.
Bro, it makes me laugh, right? I am the one that is like perpetually single, and I didn't find out for myself. I've found out secondhand from multiple people complaining to me, and friggin' the majority of them have a partner. And I'm just like, LOL!
I think I saw the headline, but then I also just saw like, it would just barrage my social media with people making jokes about it.
See, I ain't even really been on social media and that, but like...
My algo got flooded.
Bro, okay, so that's one question that I genuinely want to kind of like ask or just put out there, or maybe you can answer, right? Is... even if I scroll through Insta and all of that, like the algorithm knows what I like and that. So although I've like spent the last few weeks and months just generally like sieving through everything that's the first trap and being like, yeah, unfollow, it still suggests a story where it just shows bodies. But how far can you go before it's just like, that's now nigh on softcore? Because bro, a lot of the Insta stories, even the like, TikTok stuff and every app has stuff where you're like, is this legal? And now if you're having to put ID in for friggin' an actual friggin' site like that or whatever else, how are these other ones getting away with friggin'...
I think at some point they'll probably crack down on it because it'll be so easy to do. Because you just say if a user of certain social media sites isn't verified with ID, then we can't show it. And it would kill their business.
But this is the thing. So I listened to a podcast...
Maybe they should do that, to be fair. And it was only fan people getting a bin.
But that's the thing, bro. You've got freaking Deepfakes and freaking all of that other stuff coming. Like, so I listened to a podcast actually like warning or exploring why this was going to happen. And I think it was with one of the women that was kind of like leading the charge in this kind of like trying to shut things down and get more verification and that. So there are genuinely like valid reasons that I do agree with for taking stuff down. Like there are people that have their content in perpetuity owned by another company. Now, if you choose to say like, okay, cool, that was a phase of my life, good or bad or whatever else, and I'm done with that, and you want to close that down, but it's somebody else gets the rights to just use you in perpetuity. Say you have kids and you're like, oh, maybe I've seen the error of my ways, or I just don't want my kids growing up knowing that there's stuff like that out there about me. You can't remove it.
Don't want your kids getting old enough to, connect with us.
But that's the thing, like, so there are so many valid reasons. Bro, they were saying about, like, there is so much content on there that should genuinely and is genuinely illegal in this country or whatever respective countries these sites are in. But yet, there's, like, one guy for, like, 10 sites worth of freaking stuff addressing these freaking problems and everything else. So now, if you're reporting something... and even that, reporting, you'd have to report one video like 15 times to say that there's like violence in it or somebody looks underage or whatever else in that. So like the actual kind of barrier to cross or the bar to cross in order to actually get something taken down was absolutely ridiculous. So what else do people have other than going, okay, cool, we're going to make it a lot harder for you to even put stuff out or for people to view it?
Do you know, it's a weird one because when I saw this stuff, I actually had a thing for a minute. And I was just like, do I agree with it or not? And I can't lie with you. I think I do.
Bro, I do. Like, don't get me wrong, it's inconvenient.
Actually, I restrict that. I don't think. I know I do. Quite frankly. I know I agree with it. Quite frankly. Because dude, I know the main benchmark for this would be like younger people getting influenced the wrong way and all that kind of stuff. And I fully get that, right? Can be massively detrimental. But I don't think it stops when you're young.
No.
It infiltrates you as you get older, dude, and it's still there. And it absolutely has the power to distort your reality.
100%.
And that's not good, man. It's not good for anyone, whatever side of the gender you are on. It don't matter.
Look, bro, there are men and women that both enjoy a bit of filth now and then, right?
Well, it doesn't.
But the thing is, there are limits to it. You've got to find other ways around it. And bro,
it's not healthy.
Bro, how many people that in that exact vein, how many people are using this to kind of just get their fix or kind of just like,
dude,
like a proverbial nicotine patch of friggin' thing. And then you've got so many people that are like, oh, I'm single, I can't find a good relationship or whatever else. Well, maybe there's no urgency or you're getting your friggin' hit of friggin' affection or dopamine superficially.
I don't know if it's urgency, but like, your reality is distorted.
Alright, hold up, bro. As a guy, you know yourself, yeah? Like post-nut clarity or whatever else, yeah? It's far easier to watch a bit of filth and then once you've done it, you're like, ah, cool. I don't need to go and pursue anybody. I've kind of got my filth.
Yeah, but then there's also that element of disgusting yourself for having done that anyways.
Trust.
You see my point? So then it's like, well, why am I doing this? And like, bro, I think so many, at least from a dude's perspective, and I'm sure there's ladies out there that feel the same, there's so many people who have probably come really, really close to that point or at the point where they go, I do this way too much. This is not healthy. Why am I doing this?
Right.
So the point that it's now a thing that the world's kind of going, this is a problem. Like it's turned from like a kind of joke against scripture of religion going, thou shalt not touch thyself, to going, no, really, you need to stop because this is a problem. You see what I'm saying? Like, but you'll have people in relationships where it's damaging their relationship because they don't know any different.
Yeah.
And they'd rather go home and take care of themselves than actually explore the option with the person they're with. And it's like, this isn't normal.
See, bro, like even when I've listened to things about people having like porn addictions before and all of this stuff, right? Now, I would never say I was addicted, but I had my routines. Like as a guy or whatever else, you're like, oh, a quick choke the chicken before you go to bed or freaking whatever else.
I
Do you know
hear
what I
you,
mean?
and without trying to throw stones, because we've all definitely been through. I have. Addiction is routine. You see my point?
Yeah.
And that's why it's so easy to go, well, actually...
It is like...
Yeah, it's not a severe one where we have to like put you in a straitjacket so you stop touching yourself.
Hey, there was sometimes it would be like that.
But it's still a problem, because why do you need to do that?
But again, like I say, like I always say about freaking being perpetually single or whatever else. Now, if I weren't getting my fix somewhere, maybe I'd be a bit more freaking gun-ho about freaking going out and actually be like, oh, I actually need some companionship and da da da.
100%. I reckon if people didn't release as often, for lack of a better word, maybe you'd be a bit more outgoing. Maybe the actual balances in your hormones would correct themselves over time. I know that this sounds like I'm being a bit tinfoil hat here. Forgive me. But we know that we think differently on an empty tank and a full tank. Again, lack of better words. We know we think and act differently. So what would be the harm?
Right. So
don't get me wrong, if you feel like you're about to go out there and commit some serious hate crimes, yes, maybe you need to go choke the chicken, man, so we don't have problems.
But even still...
But there is a sweet point, there is a spot where it's like, actually, I'm not that much of a problem, but also... You know what I mean? Like,
bro, even still, yeah, if you're that bent up that a freaking soft blow from Mother Nature is going to set you off, then cool, release yourself. You're not going to need to watch a video or freaking hunt. Bro, I swear to God, that
would solve problems though, man, because then I could just go find a nice cliff top somewhere near the sea and just be like, cool, I'm done.
There's a freaking... oh, what was the thing? There's an adage about... oh, damn it, I've lost it.
Just like most adages through time. Imagine the amount of them that got lost.
Bro, trust. There's so many instances in life where, like, it's so much... Like, humans are freaking weak, especially a freaking horny man is weak. So, freaking, it's the path of least resistance and that. So, like, when we was growing up, if you wanted to meet somebody, you'd have to go out and actually meet somebody. Now you can go on an app or whatever, and freaking, even better than that, you can create a freaking AI person now that they don't even have to actually exist. So now, if we don't freaking sever that freaking gangrene freaking limb at some point, we're going to lose the whole freaking body. And there are so many people that just need to freaking stop that and just be like, hey, let your hormones kind of come freaking back to level. And like, bro, even if you're in a relationship, you don't necessarily have to freaking be intimate every single day or whatever. But it's so easy to get stuck in that routine, that rut, and just always kind of look for that release. Or like, we can, again, to tie back to previous episodes, like, we convince ourselves or tell ourselves a story and then we constantly play along to it. And it's not until a spanner is thrown into that works that we find another way round. We'll be like, oh, actually, like, is there a better way or whatever? Like, for myself, like, there is 2 points where, especially in this instance, there's 2 aspects in my life where I could say there's notable change. The first one was when I done the spur of the moment No Nut November. So even while I was doing No Nut November, I still caught myself watching a bit of filth. But then I was like, oh, can I do a bit of edging? Like, how far can I take this? That's addict behavior.
Raw. That shooting me back in fast, man. That's edging.
Bro, that's how I failed 2 weeks in. I went over the edge. But bro, that's the thing that happens. Do you know what I mean? Like, that tension gets built up and da-da-da-da-da-da. So, oh, Dave's going to need a minute. Excuse him.
Imagine running an experiment on yourself called No Nut November.
Uncover your mouth so that people can hear you.
Oh, my mic is here. They can hear me. So imagine running that experiment. I'm going to do No Nut November.
I don't have to imagine. Go on.
And how do I try and set myself up for maximum success? By rubbing myself to the point of just before conclusion. What was you expecting to happen, bro?
I don't know, but especially...
What was you expecting to happen?
Right.
The gluttonous side of the brain was always taking you over the edge.
100%. But there is a part of it in just like, okay, cool. Like maybe I can just have a little bit or whatever else. Or like the curiosity. Again, like freaking horny men. Like freaking... Bro, if I scroll through social media and see freaking some bum shaking and all that stuff, straight away I'm like, oh, I want to see more. Like it's kind of... It's tickled my fancy. I've got a bit of a taste for it now. And I'm like, well, I know I can't actually friggin' see anything through, but maybe I can just like have a little sample. And then it's just like, a little sample turns into, yeah, bring me the whole bottle. And then there you go. You friggin' made a mess of yourself. But, bro, again, like, cause it was a spur of the moment thing. I was just like, oh, it's just about to be November. Da, da, da. I didn't mentally prepare myself. I didn't physically. It was literally just like, yeah, when in Rome, let's give it a try. Worst case, I failed. And there is a lot that I learned about myself and everything. But then when I shaved my head, I didn't even try and I stopped watching porn and stopped wanking. Like, without even trying or consciously doing it or whatever, there was a significant point of change within myself. And don't get me wrong, there's other areas of my life that I cleaned up around that same time. So maybe it all kind of went in tow where it's just like, hey, you're not as much of a dopamine glutton as you have been. Maybe you can think a bit clearer now and kind of sort life out and this and that. But there are so many instances where we just get caught in that cycle of chasing the endorphins and the release. And again, that it's that path of least resistance again. So the moment you're like, oh, I've gone around and up, I know, I've been to the gym or I've just been about my day and I've seen some decent bodies or whatever. And then my imagination's freaking run wild or whatever. So now I want to see something a bit freaking better. Well, if you've always got that thing where it's just like a freaking open door, basically, like, hey, come in, look at this. And then, bro, you've got the whole kind of like gateway aspect of it where it's just like, okay, you might have gone in there for something fairly tame and then you get offered a tentacle and it's just like, yo. But then, bro, I'm a curious guy. Do you know what I mean? So over the years, I dibbled and dabbled in all sorts. And that wouldn't have happened if I'd have had to put ID in for it. Because again, my curiosity is one thing, but the fear of judgment and the fear of freaking things coming home to roost, completely different.
That's the thing. That's the other thing that I find a bit weird, I guess. We have no issues doing verification checks with our ID and stuff like that for things like banking and all that kind of stuff, right? But the minute that someone says you just need to do it to verify your age, then you can have a shufti. No, you can't see my ID. No, you can't. But the company that will be processing it will be very similar to the one that does it for the banking.
Alright, so this is going to pose a question that I've had for a long, long time. And I don't mean no judgment by this, but I suppose in a judgmental way. Who's worse, the creator or the consumer? Because the consumer can only consume what has been created, but the creator is only going to create what people want to consume.
It's a consumer. This is just a simple answer to me. The demand's not there, the supply's not there.
Mm.
So consumers are directly responsible. But like the kind of, I guess, the more heinous side of the adult world, people want it. That's why it's done. It's on you. Not you, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's on the people that like that stuff, man. Like, if there's videos of people getting, like, actually nearly beaten up and stuff like that while stuff's happening, that's on people for liking that stuff.
Bro, do you remember when we was back in the security days and those freaking group videos that freaking we used to send about and freaking all of that stuff? Like, freaking some of them was some of them were funny as hell, but like there was ones where freaking like mid a freaking moment or something and freaking heads are getting dunked in toilets and all sorts, and it's just like yo, who is enjoying that?
I used to get sent all sorts of stuff through different crew chats. I'm like, yo, you lot need to chill out, man. Like, what are we doing? Like, that's not. I get the human brain is an inquisitive one, and I get that people like to explore and experiment and stuff like that. And I'm not Mr. like, everything must be vanilla, but Jesus Christ.
Do you know what?
There is a limit on some things, though. You know what I mean? Like, mate, you want to scratch up my back? Go nuts. Putting heads in toilets. I'm drawing lines there.
Do you remember that story? It was somewhere in the countryside, of course it would be, but there was this weirdo that was like in a bunch of cow patties having a freaking go on himself and all of that, like freaking rolling around, and freaking the farmer caught him or something. People are absolutely with a crossbow. It's still legal in Wales, I think.
You should be allowed to use your shotgun, man. I'm telling you, man. Just get rid of it.
But bro, some people
are just people that have been done by horses and stuff over the years. Like, what do you honestly think is going to happen to you, right? A horse is designed to do what? Oh, impregnate a horse. Right. Have you seen how big a horse is? So how big do you think the horse's horse is going to have to be to impregnate the horse? Pretty big. It's an evolution. It's an evolutionary design. Like, the horse don't just walk around and be like, look at me, bro. It's designed to keep things moving. Not for you, Doris. Now get off your fucking knees, because people like you cost the NHS too much money when they have to go and fucking sew up your ruptured spleen. Stop being stupid.
But it literally is like
Darwin Award, bro. Darwin Awards.
Curiosity killed the Catherine. Like, bro, there are so many freaking instances where it's just like, why did you even, bro? Even on that thing, I'm pretty sure that there has been an instance that a woman freaking had some kind of intercourse with a tree.
How can you have intercourse with a tree?
The branch. Yeah. Bro, people are... Bro, there are freaking dudes that have freaking stuck their tallywhacker up their car exhaust. Like, bro, your car ain't that nice.
Your car exhaust ain't that narrow either.
Learned something new about Dave today. But, yeah.
Oh, bro, I'm good, but like...
Bro, nobody's walking around with a Coke can's thickness of freaking... Well, some are.
How narrow is your exhaust going to have to be for you to get any kind of, you know...
Man's out here driving a Prius.
Well, what are they doing? Putting a wet sponge in there or something, and then, you know, drilling their way through.
Bro, that stuff I've never understood. Like, but I mean, I'm not saying that you have, but like, is there any insight you could offer me into like why guys use socks? Because, bro, that's never made sense to me.
It doesn't make much sense to me, to be fair.
Like, bro, some of the things that people get up to, they make absolutely no sense to me. Like, just why? So, if you're one of those guys, I mean, don't want to out yourself, but friggin' drop it in the comments. Like, friggin', there are so many instances where people just, I don't know, like, they need limits. Do you know what I mean? Like, that we need to have our shepherds. We can't just be friggin' free to roam around, because these sheep are nuts. Like, the friggin' sheeple are out of control.
They're depravity, bro.
So that's the thing. I think if you could use a little bit of it, or there was like a tame version, and then maybe the freaking more hardcore stuff is behind the freaking ID paywall or whatever else than that. But even still, these days it's so hard to know what is and isn't consensual. And bro, when you're talking about like freaking content and in perpetuity and everything else, how long does consent last? Like I say, like freaking, if you was feeling wild and free, or freaking you was inebriated or whatever else, that's not always clear through a freaking camera lens. So then it gets so complicated. So then it's kind of one of those things of like, you'd always say to kids, well, if you can't play nicely, you're not playing at all. So let's turn this car around and nobody's having ice cream because you can't freaking control yourselves.
Literally.
And that's the thing where it's like, it's true what you said about like, who's worse, the consumer or the creator and that. Like I said, to me, it's a kind of snake eating its tail because obviously the creators are creating for the consumers and the consumers are very often opportunists. They're going to consume whatever's there, especially if they're the type that are like, hey, I'm not putting in ID. Like, there's obviously plenty of people that have freaking... Bro, do you remember the guy that I mentioned to you freaking years ago in security where he had like a Brazzers freaking sticker on the back of his car? Like, loud and proud about it. There are some people like that. Fair play to you. But most ain't that one. Most are more, especially in the UK where they're like far more kind of reserved in that aspect. Like, you're not just out and out like, yeah, I like my bit of filth and da-da-da-da-da, whatever it may be. Bro, even for a lot of freaking people talking about sex is freaking awkward and da-da. Bro, to me, it's just entertaining. Like, bro, if it makes somebody else awkward in that thing of like, they start blushing or whatever else, I'm just like, oh, we found a good topic.
Oh, yeah, I find that hilarious.
Like, it's just... funny with me. Like, bro, one of my mum's friends, obviously, because she was an older woman, anytime I'd mention like a dildo or something like that, I was like, oh, have you had the sex talk with your son yet? Like, she would just go bright red and be like, oh, go away! And it's just so entertaining.
Bro, I walked out the other day and like two of the ladies at work, like, on were having a chat about something to do with the bedroom. And it just escalated because I walked in on that conversation and went, this is a bit of me. I had a laugh. We were busting up. Literally, the last part of the conversation, we were having a hypothetical, theoretical discussion on whether ladies get the equivalent of males' blue balls. And my exact line to them was, let's be honest, ladies, you've all had a dude go down there and lick every single spot except the one that's marked X, right? And they started laughing. I went, must be mad frustrating after, though. And they're like, yeah. I was like, don't get pain? No, not really. I was like, I've had to walk like John Wayne after a certain scenario before, like a damn cowboy. Because I'm like, it's painful, bro. Like, painful. And they're like, nah, just mad frustrating. I'm like, yeah.
Maybe there's an element into which where, like, when the male's body gears up for climax or whatever else, it very is a physical thing in terms of, like, bro.
Everything constricts as well.
This is the overshare episode, so let's get into it, right?
It's also the part where people have stopped it, really, let's be honest.
No, this is where it gets good, so stick around. Bro, you know that thing where your nuts go into like speed mode and they tuck up and they're just like, right, let's go, like freaking, because you don't want them hanging loose and freaking clapping about, because that gets painful, at least for freaking me. Like, bro, you flick a ball and it freaking stings like hell. Like, they are sensitive little buggers. So there is things that actually about the man's body that changes during intercourse. With the women, it's different. Like, if the freaking thermostat's not set right, the freaking not a soft breeze from the freaking northeasterly freaking direction and this, that and everything else, they can't get off just right. So it must be more mentally frustrating than physically frustrating in that sense. Or freaking they might go freaking dry as the desert. Like freaking... The bodies are just going to react differently to it. But I think for men, where they actually gear up to like release something, whereas a woman's kind of gearing up to receive something, it's a bit like freaking having literally a bullet stuck in the chamber. Like, you're going to freaking blow your barrel and it's going to freaking get uncomfortable. But for a woman, it's a different scenario. She's just like, oh, I didn't get nothing. Like, it's just that feeling of lack or freaking disappointment. So I do think there is definitely like Blue Beaver, but freaking...
Blue Beaver.
How did you not think of that before? Come on, bro.
Oh, that's good. That's so good.
But there is that instances where like a woman's freaking being intimate or whatever else, and she's like, "Oh, I'm nearly there," and the guy's like, "Oh, I'm done." And it's just like, well, you're gonna feel that absence or that lack. Do you know what I mean? Like, but it might not present itself in the same way. But I don't know. So like, I'm obviously freaking firm on the freaking no for the ID side of things. Like, freaking, my curiosity was like, when everyone started telling me, I was like, now I need to check. Like, freaking, were the sites that I was freaking using when I was using them or whatever else, have they been freaking shut down and that? And there is always that freaking, again, I had to check a couple of sites because you don't just freaking check one and be like, huh. But like, the first one is just like blatantly straight away in your face, ID now. And then the other one, I was like, oh no, it hasn't affected this one. And then you go to click on a video and it goes, gotcha, ID please. And it's like, damn it, like, freaking, that's almost entrapment, do you know what I mean? Because
having a shifty to thumbnails.
like I say, I found out like by proxy of everybody else telling me or whatever. But now you imagine some guy's there. He's got freaking the lotion out, the tissues out. He's set up all in his moment. He's put the mood lighting on or whatever you freaking do for your moment. And then he's got hit with that. Damn, that's a freaking bad moment to find out, man. Because you're literally blue-balling yourself. You were blue-balled by a freaking URL. Like, that
Best
is
believe,
deep.
though, like, if someone will have, if you do, like, a selfie thing and you look old enough, we'll just verify you. Best believe I'm taking that selfie.
Bro, alright, how many people are going to get their freaking mate's brother or whatever else to do it for them? Or, like, bro, do you know how it used to be, and I'm not suggesting this, when we was younger and you wanted to buy fags? And you was a bit under the age for...
Never had the problem.
Alright. So...
I never got IDs.
Right. So amongst me and my mate, right, we started smoking before we was actually freaking legally able to.
Most people did.
So, but I would get served in some shops because I'd look older to some people, and then he would get served in others. So we literally just found a way to work the system or whatever. So you just find your mate with the oldest looking face, like who's been through some trauma, like, right? Freaking let me in on the side, please. Like, bro, I was having this joke about freaking this stuff the other day. Like, freaking, they should change the question from like just a straight, are you over 18 or not, to does your back hurt or not? And if they say no, instantly boot it off. If they say yes, in you go. And somebody was like, oh, but what if they've got like some illness or disability? I was like, then they deserve it. If their back hurt, let them in. I don't care about the age in that instance. Bro, it's their make a wish. Freaking let them go for it. For God's sake. Like, don't be so deep. So I think, again, like, I don't know if this is the best way for it. It's definitely a freaking way that's going to deter a lot of people, so maybe it is. Like, something had to be done, though, because from all of the instances that I heard, like I said, like, freaking the different types of content, people having their stuff freaking registered in perpetuity, and even when they've left the industry, companies own it, and they get freaking next to no royalties from it or whatever else. Like, bro, if it was my booty jiggling on a freaking camera and shit, I'd want to get paid for it in perpetuity. Do you know what I mean? And not 10% or whatever. So then, if I ever got to the point where I was like, I want that taken down. I'd want the power to be able to take it down. Now, imagine freaking, bro, even if it was something as simple as freaking, you had a freaking Instagram post or a Facebook post or whatever else with you and an ex, and Facebook was like, no, you gave us this image, we're keeping it. You'd be like, no, this is my account, my life, I want to remove that image. And like, no, it has to stay on there. You uploaded it once, now it's our property. That's happening to all of these creators and that. And yeah, cool, not everyone may agree about the industry, but freaking hell, like, everybody has a right to their own freaking likeness and their own property in that sense. Do you know what I mean? So if they say, hey, put a stop to this, they should have the power to stop it.
I agree.
Like, it seems inhumane not to, no?
Literally.
But is there anything else that you'd like to add about the friggin' lack of...
No, not really, but I think for once, this has never been more appropriate an episode, but we should wrap it up.
With a seed. Alright.
Seed for this episode is use tissues and not socks.
And your imagination, not sight.
You'll save money long term. Socks are pricey, man.
Bro, it's literally just that thing I've never and I don't know if it's just a running joke from like where you see like these older films or whatever else of like frat boys and this, that or whatever, but like maybe some people are just that depraved or freaking...
Easy cleaner?
Maybe, but...
It's a greener choice. You don't waste anything. You just wash it.
I don't know though, like freaking... Bro, you're down to it's a sensation thing, do you know what I mean? So like... Yeah. Bro, it's not the freaking... Bro, I could far understand when you see these freaking clips of people like, I put a melon in the microwave for 30 seconds and then cut a hole in it. That I can understand more.
I don't think they're actually, using it as a sheath. I think they're using it as a deposit.
I don't know.
It's a receptacle, you know?
Yeah, but like...
A landing zone. Blast site.
Really? But then, why not just... I suppose, like you said, maybe they're environmentally friendly and thinking about freaking just washing it instead. But then, I don't know, man. That just doesn't make sense to me. And it's never been, oh my God, I just got flashbacks to a freaking guy that I once knew. And this ain't a a confession from myself and my friend. But this was genuinely like a friend of a friend who used to finish in his own hand, and I was just like, how are you doing that, bro? Like, that is freaking... Bukkaking yourself is just wrong. Maybe you're freaking environmentally friendly and you freaking walk with a bathroom and wash your hands. I don't know. Everybody has their different way, but yeah, it's gross as hell. But there is so much of it that doesn't make sense. And I think so many of us have just been freaking let loose or whatever, and freaking... Like, there are some things that you shouldn't be left to find out for yourself, because you're either going to find out the absolute wrong thing or whatever. Like, freaking... Bro, we've both seen somebody try to teach themselves a bicep curl and completely obliterate it. Like, some things you just need a little bit of guidance. And I think where we've got such a stiff upper lip in the UK, people ain't ever really freaking down to talk about that kind of stuff. But we always are, so stick around for more of this. But now the official seed of the episode is, look, life changes. Sometimes you're going to get blocked or whatever else, but take that not as a negative. Take it as a freaking chance to look at your life and look at your habits. Understand if you are a bit of a freaking addict. Like, we all get stuck in these habit loops and kind of just chase these dopamine fixes, like the freaking happiness series that I will get back to at some point. Our brains constantly chase that hit of dopamine and that kind of hedonic freaking treadmill of happiness, where we just want to freaking be satisfied and this, that, and everything else. Where sometimes what you want to be satisfied, like, we all know a freaking takeaway or a freaking filthy pizza or McDonald's or whatever else tastes good in the moment. Half an hour later, your stomach is empty again and your freaking toilet is freaking pebble dashed. So it's not always the best decision. Sometimes you need somebody to say, hey, we've got better at home. And if you ain't got better at home, maybe you should get off your butt and go get something better at home. Like, let this be the inspiration to freaking change your life a bit and freaking do something more than just freaking sit there choking your own chicken. But that is it for this episode. All the best, and we'll catch you on the next one.